Yes, so we can see here so many juicy fruits, healthy fruits. We have kiwi, orange, then we have banana, grapes, coconut, pineapple, lemons. Okay, so we have so many fruits here, right? But have you ever wondered that, like, how are the fruits formed? Okay, so I am here to teach you that how are the fruits formed. So fruits are basically the ripened ovary. Let's see here, just a second. Yes, this one. See, this one, you see, this is the ovary, right? When this part becomes ripe, that forms the fruit. You will see here once again. Let's see it here. Just focus this part. Okay, just focus here. You will see that it will transform into a fruit. Okay, fertilization has taken place, and yes, so these are the seeds. The seeds are enclosed within the fruit. You can see that, and you see here, see, the ovary develops into a fruit. Can you see that? So what we can say about fruit is a ripened ovary, and the seeds are enclosed within the fruit. Here we saw the brown structures called the seeds are formed. Now, the thing is that a typical fruit consists of a pericarp. This is a mango. If we slice the mango, then we can see that these exocarp, mesocarp and endocarp together is called the pericarp. Then what is this pericarp? Pericarp is nothing but the fruit wall. Wall of the fruit is called the pericarp, and this fruit wall encloses the seed inside. Okay, all right. Now the wall of the ovary develops into a pericarp. It can be dry or fleshy. In fruits like mango and avocado, the pericarp is differentiated into 3 layers. So some fruits are there which are quite fleshy, like mango, like that, and some fruits are there which are dry in nature. Now you have to name those fruits which are quite dry. Okay, it's not that fleshy. Find out and tell me. Okay, now you see that these pericarp are divided into 3 layers. What is it? Exocarp, mesocarp, endocarp. Now what is epicarp or exocarp? This is also called as the epicarp. Exocarp is also called as epicarp. Now this is the outermost layer. Okay, fine. Outermost layer of the fruit. Okay, this is the outermost layer of the fruit. Fine. We know that it is either thin or thick and is usually not eaten. We don't eat that raw mango in that way with the skin, isn't it? We remove that part. We remove the epicarp or exocarp. We don't eat it. Secondly, we go to the mesocarp. Now, mesocarp is the middle layer of the fruit. This one, the fleshy one. Okay, this is the mesocarp. It is sweet and fleshy and is the edible portion of the fruit. So, whatever fruit we have, okay, the portion that we can eat is actually the mesocarp, and it is sweet in taste. Sometimes it is sour in taste. Okay, depending on the fruit type. Okay, so mesocarp is the one which we actually eat. And endocarp is the inner layer of the fruit. It is hard and encloses the seed in it. So here, by the side of the seed, so this is the seed, and by the side of the seed there is one layer which is called the endocarp, and this is basically hard in nature, and this is the innermost layer in a fruit. All right, this is the innermost layer of the fruit. Understood? So this exocarp, mesocarp and endocarp together is called the pericarp. Okay, now the thing is that fruit has been formed. We have studied the structure of the fruit. But then what is the function of the fruit? See, fruit protects the seeds from different environmental conditions. So, this is the fruit. So, this is protecting this seed from several harsh conditions like too much of hot weather or too cold winter or too much of rain. So, these fruits are protecting the seed from all sorts of harsh environmental condition. Also, these fruits help in the dispersal of seeds by animals, birds and wind. So what happens is that suppose birds will come and try to eat this fruit. As the birds come and completely eats this mango, then the seed which will be present here, they throw it somewhere or the other while flying. Okay, so in this way the seeds are dispersed with the help, like the fruit formation takes place here. And then the seed has cotyledons which store food for the developing embryo. Now inside these seeds there are cotyledons. What are cotyledons? We'll be studying in the next video when we take up the structure of a seed. So these cotyledons are present inside the seed which stores the food for the embryo, that is for the new plant to generate. Alright, from embryo we get a new plant. Alright, so this was all about your seeds. Please rewatch this video again, okay? Bye.